And on the organ, lyricist, composer, Weldon
Irvine, the person, will become very inaccessible to the general public. I'm going to go more into isolation.
He was hurt. His father was one way, his mother was another way, and he was left in Hampton. And then he got into music.
They said, you know, if you could write music, you could make a lot of money. I said, how much?
He taught himself how to orchestrate. These are his words.
Nina wanted to free herself from the piano. As you know, she was a gifted pianist.
Is Weldon Irvine. Can we have a hand for him, please?
Something like oil and water. He was in a situation of playing an instrument that could very easily disturb what Nina was doing. You got two keyboards.
We need to start our own and not depending on the RCAs and the Columbias to finally decide they're going to record us.
The record companies couldn't control him.
He went on his own with his albums. He had them in the back of the trunk of his car.
And here's a shot of Weldon Irvine in the studio.
And I said, I want to sing about something that is socially and morally relevant.
Liberated Brother was my first album as a leader.
What's going on with the Poacher Poet, TKOMG.net. I'm finally here with Victorious DeCosta. It's been a long time trying to get in contact with
my hat on. You have your hat on too.
Yeah. One time, I was in LA, he was in Houston. Then we were playing phone tag, Facebook tag. Siobhan finally got us together.
Ciao.
So we're going to talk about this documentary you got, Digging for Weldon Irvine.
Yes.
Before we get into that, I want to talk about how you got started directing movies, shooting movies. What got you into that?
Well, I wrote my first movie when I was about 12. It was trash. There was no format, but I've been writing movies, you know, in my journal, and you know, AV club in school, and just learning how to use the camera and everything. A little bit of acting, little bit. Don't ask me questions, no follow-ups with that. And I was at a certain point, like in the late 90s, 2000s, I was always the one that happened to have, you know, either a camera, right? And then I was into music for a lot of years, and so I was working with like Joel Ortiz, and part of my job was like to shoot everything. And that's where I found out when he had a film Free Agent. Some of the stuff there was my footage, right? And so I was like, oh, you know, I have stuff that's good enough to whatever, right? So yeah, but I still was DJing, and it wasn't until 2013 that I started to do a web series. It didn't end up happening. So because I wrote the whole web series out, we only shot like 2.5 episodes, and I lost my my leading man, so I had decisions to make. So what we decided to do is I decided to make it into a short film instead, you know what I mean? And that was my foray into actually filmmaking, actually doing something, you know what I mean? I wanted to do documentaries before that. It would have been more in the street vein, like I'm from Brooklyn. There's a couple of street tribes that, you know, I'm familiar with, you know, and I wanted to do some of those type of things, but that didn't really work out because I didn't have no track record. People wasn't taking me like that seriously. Yeah. So there was like, they liked that I was interested, but they didn't know me for that, and so that didn't really work out. And so I said I need to create something where I don't have to depend on nobody else. So I did Dirty Hearts as my first, you know, short film. I thought that it would be easier than a documentary because I wouldn't need no one's permission or whatever. It wasn't easy. I had like a cast of 10 people. It wasn't easy at all. I think I started in 12, and we ended up putting that actual short film out into, I think, 14. Whenever Money and Bonds came out, it was then. We put our trailer out, and that's the next day they put that out. And everybody in the hood, we from generally the same neighborhood. Everyone thought that was me, because everyone knew I was doing a web series and it happened, whatever. And so did Dirty Hearts. You know, I won a little award at a film festival.
You can't say a little award at a film festival. I mean,
well, it was like this. It was this size. It fits on the mantle.
You mean something as far as size? It was
yeah. You know, but it was great. I think it was my first award. You know, it's the official Latino Short Film Festival.
All right.
So it won an audience award.
All right.
Which just means that the audience they all voted for you.
I mean, and that's what really matters, though. At least there's not some folks who don't know about
think so.
art, you know.
I think so. I mean, and honestly, I had a very big, you know, people. A lot of people was with me.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty, you know, pretty lot of people like me, and people like to come out for me. So I have to say I'm a filmmaker that moves like a rapper.
Oh,
you know, so the entourage is always heavy no matter what, you know, where we at. And so I won that. And I did another film called Can't Wear a Wig Forever. It's a documentary, you know, very short. That was in a film festival called the Workers Unite Film Festival. And then I did something called Love Seat, a short film, 4-minute silent film. That took me, you know, a few places, you know what I'm saying? Another award from, you know, a local festival called Chain NYC Film Festival, you know, so it won an award there. And I went to a showcase in Hollywood, you know, and the Black Hollywood Educational Resource Center and S.E. Manley Film Showcase in Hollywood. I showed it there, a couple other places, and now we have Digging for Weldon Irvine.
Right.
You know.
So pretty much you had a story past getting to this point and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff happening. So, yeah.
I'm watching the trailer for about Digging for Weldon Irvine, and I'm like, yo, he was doing stuff with Nina Simone, and then like he just transitions and he's working with like Mos Def,
right?
And Q-Tip, like.
Well, that's a big gap, but
yeah, that was a big gap. We're gonna probably feeling like between that, but like, how did that happen? Like.
Well, with Nina, Weldon was known on campus. He was born on Hampton University campus, grew up there. So he was known on campus, and he was pretty good with the piano, but he also was just like a character, being on all the plays and everything. And Nina came down to Hampton and needed someone to play organ because she wanted to free herself from the keys, and she had mad auditions, and everybody was like, nope, nope, nope. And so people were telling him, you need to get Weldon Irvine. So Weldon came, he drove, got in his car. I don't know if it was out of state or across town, but he's coming from a long way. He came late, like, sorry, Miss Simone, sorry I'm late. And Nina was like, I don't want to hear all that. Just go on and play. And they were like in the middle of a song, so he went and jumped in, like right into, what she was doing. And she stopped the music, like, damn, you got perfect pitch, and it was just from that he was able to just jump in and do whatever it was that the band was doing, that, he got roped in, and she was like, yo, you can definitely play this gig, and whenever you come to New York, come look me up, send you down. And so he eventually went to New York, and he got down, and then he just traveled with her and wrote a couple of songs for her, produced a lot of her records, arranged a lot of her records. The biggest one was To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. And then he became a musical director, and in 1970 he was fired, from her. And then in 72 she hired him back to do a project, So that's how the Nina thing happened. And then just, and that's 72, you know what I'm saying? So
and even like someone saying like, hey, whenever you're in town, look me up. Even in show business, that don't really mean
right.
Come down and look me up. Like it means like small talk, like, hey, thanks, see what I see.
Right. But, well, it depends on the because I mean there is that blow off, but it really depends on who you're talking to, what the conversation is.
Yeah.
Like if someone, if I know if I say it, I mean it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like obviously you and I, we've had conversations for a long time in regards to meeting up and stuff, and the same words that I use can be interpreted as such. But I'm personally, I don't say that unless I don't mean it.
Exactly.
I think he got the sense that Nina Simone, didn't really mince no words, so if she said it, it was a thing. Also, he was young, he's like, maybe 21, 22, so he's like, whatever, like, I'm finna go up there anyway, she finna, hear from me.
And it's Nina Simone, so it's
right.
Like, yo, why not?
And he did the thing, like, it wasn't like he didn't audition and blow her mind, like, he blew her mind, so he just knew, like, I got the golden ticket, you know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, also like
the golden ticket.
What I was gonna ask you is that when he started, like, I don't want to say he started calling himself that, but like he was going by
Master Well.
Master Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting good at this. I start anticipating the question. So Master Well was, remember he grew up on campus of Hampton. It was a very big house. Some would call it a mansion. It was called the Lodge. And his grandfather was the head of, was the dean of men's students.
Okay.
So apparently they had servants or house